All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out my channel. So I think I'm going to call this podcast, It's Time to Build Up Your Immune System. If you watch any of my YouTube videos or listen to a lot of my podcasts, I talk a lot about fitness, but I also bring up the immune system and how important it is, I believe, to build that thing up. Really kind of make that indestructible. I don't think a lot of people realize by just them doing a lot of things, they're building up their immune system. One of them could be going to the gym, at work, traveling. You may work in a hospital, you may not. You may work in an office where there's a lot of people. You may work in a major city. And you got to realize your body is constantly, building up that immune system. It's strength. It's strong. It's getting stronger is what I should say. But I know now during the pandemic and coronavirus, there's a lot of fear, which is understandable. If you're afraid to do anything, that's on you. Do you, right? I get it. If you want to wear a mask, not wear a mask, work out, not work out, go to work, not go to work. I don't give a shit, truthfully. You got to do what, makes you happy and what makes you feel safe. But I've done some videos on my gym. And there are some of my top viewed videos lately, especially, regarding how to, not how to, but how to kind of protect yourself at the gym. I did some. And what to look out for when at the gym. And, how each gym, I did some in Florida, I did Chicago, and kind of how, some people are cleaning before they work out, their equipment, some are not, some have different rules, some are taking your temperature, some are not, blah, blah, blah. But I am here to tell you, man, if you've been stuck at home, or you're starting to feel fatigue more and more now, if you're sick, or you've been sick, and that's all separate. I'm just saying for the average Joe out there that is not sick, that is starting to see themselves becoming weaker, getting more and more out of shape. You really got to start paying attention to this shit because, it's not only, a lot of times I talk about fitness and getting stronger, or if you want to lose weight or whatever the case may be, put all that shit aside. You as a human being, how do you feel, right? I was really somebody who was always traveling, especially the last 10, 12 years, because I was building up an incredible immune system, but I was very fortunate. I was very sick as a young boy for many, many years. Then all of a sudden I turned it on its head. I don't know how. I think a lot of it's mentally. But then I went from being sick quite often. It could have been the weather in Chicago. Then I moved to Florida in my late teens officially and lived in California. Very seldom ever get sick. And when I say very seldom, I mean never, almost practically. And I'm not just saying that. I don't take supplements and I don't I have the same kind of foods I've always eaten, and there's not much difference. I don't take vitamins unless they're Flintstones. I don't even take those. And believe me, I have drinks. I stay up late at night. I have smoked cigars. I am not someone who's always the beacon of fitness. I can assure you that. Where I do stand strong is consistency in working out. I will say that. So I don't know if that cancels things out. I don't know, but I always built, again, a really strong immune system, and I was very aware of that. I'm also obsessed with cleansingness, which I'm always, cleaning my body. I've even done videos on this, hygiene, many different things I do that I believe helps me and my skin and my body and my organs. Just a lot of things that I have done that I've mastered that I think really works for me. And you might be somebody like that too, where, especially during Corona and pandemic, where you don't know where you stand. I think a lot of people. Because they're afraid to go to the gym and they don't like working out. Or they liked weights, but they don't have any at home. Because if they go to the gym, they feel like they're going to get sick. Maybe even come home, spread it to someone else, especially if you have elderly in your house or if you have kids. I get it. It's a mess. But you still have to take care of yourself. The longer you go, I always say, man, not taking care of yourself, the longer the road back. I'm telling you, I learned that one time when I was younger. I was wrestling for so many years. And then I came to visit my father for Christmas over the holidays for Christmas break in Florida. And I was there, and we were busy. We were doing all these different things, visiting family in South Florida. And he didn't have any weights, and they wouldn't let me in the gym to work out. I was too young in this one area. I could only do push-ups, and I ran sometimes. But I came back after taking 2 weeks off. I was winded. I could not believe it. And I was young then. I'm 14 years old, 15. I don't know what I was. I was gassing hard. And I was a machine when I left. I'm like, oh my God, in a week or two, what took me 6 months to a year to get in amazing shape, I came back and in a week or two just got wiped out. Now it took me, I realized when you're younger, like 3 or 4 weeks to start getting back into a rhythm. But I was like, holy shit. And I did that for my honeymoon too. And I remember this, like I remember the wrestling, was I went and I said, listen, I've been working out, again, hardcore my entire life. I said, I'm just going to give my body a break. I had to go to Chicago to get married, and then I had to go to Vegas for my honeymoon. I know I'm nuts, but that's what I did. Because we loved gambling, and that was the lifestyle I led. Plus, I was heavier, and I liked to buy a lot of my clothes in Vegas. I was afraid to fly over the ocean like an asshole. I was afraid a shark was going to bite me. I could have literally went anywhere in the world. I should have. But we loved Vegas, and we'd go back there. So I took, again, a couple weeks off, which was kind of nice, just to like say, man, I need this. I think I just did some walking, but I literally said no weights. I just wanted my body to... I came back again. I must have lost 30% of my strength, I think. It was that... I mean, I could still do a lot, but it was, I should say, the wind, the cardio I lost a lot. And my muscles were I used to lift a lot of heavy weights. It was almost like going into shock, just taking those. It was actually like 2.5 weeks by the time I got in there. And I went through that with my daughter as well, but that was expected. I had to almost take like a year off of working out, off and on. I still went to the gym as much as I could, but she was sick. But again, the longer, again, you're out of the game, man, the harder sometimes it is to get back in that damn game. I'm not kidding either, and it's not always an age thing. A lot of people think, oh, I'm young, I'll recuperate, it'll come back fast to me. It may not. You know what I mean? It may too, sure. But it, again, depends on your dedication. But don't sell your health short, man. It's that immune system too. You want to be strong for everyone. One thing, I have 2 daughters, and one had a liver transplant, and one has type 1 diabetes. So a lot of times regarding certain things, I'm always very preventative, hopefully, regarding me if I feel a certain way, staying away from them, especially with me traveling all over North America, even Italy. When I come back, I kind of keep my distance from them a little bit. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get them sick or not. Everyone thinks now I'm kind of what do they call that? I'm screwing it up, where I carry things, but I don't catch them. I don't even know, but I forgot that word. But if you are somebody who, is letting your health go, you got to realize it's not just about gaining weight, losing muscle. It's about your immune system. Is it becoming weaker and weaker and weaker? And if you did catch corona, I'm not here to give you advice because I have no idea how you recovered. But if you did and you got out, you're coming out of it, I would really recommend, I don't care if it's walking, running, getting a lot of fresh air, and trying to work on getting your strength. Again, you don't have to run to a gym. I don't care if you do it locally. I don't care if you swim. I don't care if you go do whatever. But try to get some blood flow. Keep stretching. Your body has probably been through a lot when you went through that. So it's not too... This is what... A lot of people just hate to start over. And I don't know why. I get it's hard to start over. Don't get me wrong, right? I always look at having to start over as a new journey. Now, some things, sure, I'm going to be burnt out on. Like if I had to write a new book, I'd be like, oh my God, that's grueling to me if I had to go do that again. Don't get me wrong. Or hey, you got to go write maybe, or do something work related where I got to start all over another project. That is kind of grueling. But when it comes to your health, you're always going to be starting over to a certain degree. It's a lifelong journey. Every day, you're kind of starting over because you're kind of waking up. You're really only as good as like your last workout. It's not like you can work out and then be like, okay, I'm good for the rest of my life. Or I'm done taking care of myself. I could just kind of destroy myself from here on out. Or, that doesn't exist. Now, again, I'm not telling you got to live this incredible healthy lifestyle because I definitely don't live it. And I don't expect anybody else to unless they want to. But there is a balance there between being excessive, extreme, where you kind of destroy your body. And then also, even physical, a lot of guys who work out a lot, they destroy their body as well, too. Don't kid yourself. I was one of them. From gaining a lot of weight to destroying my, just lifting, just hurting myself, injuries, all this shit. But every day I kind of look at like, if I'm going to the gym, it's just a fresh new day. Let me start. Because if I do plan on living into my 60s or 70s and 80s, Jesus, how many thousands of workouts do I have in front of me? Same with you. Regardless, again, if you work out or not, how many days do you have ahead of you, your life? How many healthy days? And do you want them to be healthy? What do you want out of life in the future? So these are things, again, back to your immune system or back to your development. Because I did I'm going to wrap it up with this, is I did a video, it might have been a podcast, I get screwed up, I do a bunch, is what's your body morphing into? Because I don't think a lot of people realize your body every day is morphing into something else. Now, you may look the same. You may kind of look the same, I guess you could say. Your weight may kind of be the same. But I can assure you things in and out of your body are constantly changing. It could be your teeth, your hair, your eyesight. It could be, I don't know what's going on internally, what your body changes. All these things. Again, you may look the same for certain amounts of time, but you are not the same. Even physically, you may be a lot healthier 1 month than you are the next. Okay, you may get sick 1 or a couple weeks, then you're not sick. You may, say for instance, work out for a month or two and then you quit, right? And you take a few months off. During the holidays, you may eat differently. All these things, you are constantly morphing your body, or it's morphing into something. So these are things that, I think people just don't think about, which is okay. And I'm not here to scare the shit out of you. But do you want to morph into something better or worse? Or at the very least, maintain what you have, especially if you're healthy. So I'm going to wrap it up there. You get a chance, check out my YouTube. It's just my name, Rich CELENZA. You can find me on richcelenza.com. I'm all over the place. I always list them. I'm kind of sick of listing them, but I'm all on a lot of social media networks. Just Google my name. You're going to find tons of shit on me. I do have a book, Wingman, that I forget to mention a lot of times. If you want, you can check that out, Wingman the book. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, hit me up. But take care of your immune system. Take care of your family's immune system too. Because I remember this one, I will actually officially wrap it up with my daughter who had the liver transplant when she was younger. The doctor said, because we were like on the fence regarding what to do, keep her home until she starts kindergarten, and then what would her immune system be like then? Because she takes meds to lower her immune system because she has a foreign organ in her. And they said, what I'd recommend is daycare. And I was like, what? And then I had my other daughter, so I was thinking, I got the other one too. I can't separate them, and then I would have to take them both to daycare. Couldn't they just kind of maybe play together, I was thinking? But I was somebody who was thinking, man, I got to build her up powerful, like strong. And he said, no, she has to immediately start building up her immune system. I'm like, you're absolutely right. That's what I'm going to do officially. Because I didn't really know exactly what to do. But I knew I want to make her stronger. That I knew. And not only did I take her to daycare, because they really wanted me to catch up too, because she was in the hospital for so long. We lived in Orlando, and I moved back to Orlando, I should say. I started taking her to all the parks, all the malls. I started signing her up for sports, and everybody was against it for the most part, saying, are you crazy? You have a daughter that had an illness. If something happens while she's playing a sport, or she could get very sick. And I'm like, I am here to make her stronger, not weaker. I will never allow her to think of herself as being weak. I don't want her to think she's any different also than any other child. And you may want to think about that as far as you go, or your kids, or anybody. And, her life, thank God, I was very fortunate we did keep up with that. And she ended up playing sometimes 3-4 sports a year. She was more athletic than most of the girls in her class. Not because of me, because I think the programming was she was strong and she's fit. And now she's into fitness, and she's going to be, I don't know if she's going to be a trainer, but that's what she's going to school for. And I'm so fortunate for that. So anyways, thought I'd wrap it up with that. Take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.